Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today is the 2024 year-end studio tour. There's a lot to talk about today, including the city and the running trains, the clone base table, which you're seeing right below me here, as well as the shelving and the studio space right behind you. So without me talking too much, let's just get right into it. And so before we get started as well, I stopped the train so you don't have to listen to the motor going the entire time when we're not talking about the city, but a couple of quick points to note about this room here. It is about 320 square feet, and I am utilizing that space here. There are 32 square feet of space for the clone base. There are 72 square feet of space for the city at the moment, plus the expansion table, which is an additional 22 square feet of space for the city. And then we have the shelving and the studio space and all of this over here. And I wanted to keep this walkway pretty open just so I had enough room to bring big sets over from the city to the table and vice versa. And also to allow the base a lot of room for breathing so I can get down low and I can get those really awesome shots. So without further ado, let's get started talking about this awesome Lego room. All right, so this is right about where the camera was in this general region here. And so before I get started, I want to let you guys know that there will be timestamps in the description. So if you want to jump around and you want to see certain parts over again, you can most certainly do that. But without further ado, we're going to start with the shelving here, and then we're going to go to the city, and we're going to finish it off with the clone base table right in the middle of the room. And so with the shelving here, pretty much everything is from IKEA. This shelf is from IKEA, and it has a lot of Star Wars sets on it, including the Republic frigate, the clone turbo tank, the T6 shuttle, an AT-AP, the 2013 gunship, along with some 501st pieces, a few Corporate Alliance tank droids, the 2022 ATTE, and the UCS Venator, along with the Duel on Mandalore set and Captain Rex's Y-Wing right here. I'm really happy with this whole setup here. Captain Rex did get swapped out for this Phase 1 clone, but you will see where he is in just a second. And there is this teeny tiny little Venator sitting on top of the UCS one. And so that is pretty much this whole shelf here. I didn't want to overcrowd it. I just think that this looks good as it is. And this unintentionally became a Star Wars shelf, but we'll see some more Star Wars stuff in just a second. Panning over to the build table here. This is where a lot of the magic happens. I do a lot of building here, obviously, and the sorting system is partially over here. It's very, very limited portion of it right here, but there is a couple things to note here. These are some of the Pick-a-Brick cups in the collection here, and also the lids to go with them. I use these a lot when doing individual projects, or if I have a set like the 3-in-1 Star Wars set that just came out and is exclusive to Walmart, that I just throw the extra pieces in and then it gets sorted into the system, which we will see in just a couple minutes here. And then I have a couple different building techniques that I'm working on and just other projects and odds and ends on the table. And also the cave trolls from the Lord of the Rings line from 12 years ago, as well as the Hulk. So that's pretty cool. This right here has a bunch of random stuff in it, like these more rare pieces in here, like the crystals from Power Miners, and a couple other things of note, and also some random things as well. But in here is a lot of rarer pieces and motors and gold bricks and stuff like that. This is all of the clone stuff here, like the headgear pieces and tools and holograms and visors and antennas and stuff like that. Below that is a bunch of animals, and also Nazgul, apparently. So, yeah, this is still a work in progress, but I just wanted to show you guys everything that is in the room at the moment for this year. And then underneath that is a bunch of brick separators, which always come in handy, and then a couple minifig headgear pieces. This is nowhere close to all of it. I actually have a different bin aside from these sections right here that have multitudes of heads and torsos and legs, but this is some of the heads, a very small number of them, and then this is the body and leg section right here. So again, not that much stuff, but this is the sticker bin, and also it's a catch-all for batteries at the moment, just for the Orient Express, because the Orient Express has been eating batteries like crazy, And so I've been doing a lot of testing on it and making sure that everything is up to speed. And so if you haven't seen those videos, I highly recommend you check that out. I do go really in depth on how the powered up system works and the app and all that stuff. But there's a lot of stickers here and also a cloth piece from the Dungeons and Dragons minifigs. But you guys have seen this area a number of times at this point, and underneath the table here is the rest of the sorting system here. I'll get you guys a little bit of a closer look. And so there's just a couple of different things in here, nothing crazy. It's just 1x1s and a couple pieces that we have in bulk, and then there's a couple different other types of pieces here. This is not utilized to its full potential, but in the coming months that will be done properly. The bigger portion of the shelving is over here. So like I said, we were just over here and now we're moving over this way. The UCS ATAT is over here. That was not part of the video where I made this shelving section right here from the other day, but figured I would add that in just for the studio tour here. And so this whole section of shelving here, I'm going to go through it one by one. We're going to start from the bottom and make our way up to the top. So as you can see, there are two different versions of R2-D2 here, along with the Captain Rex helmet and Boba Fett helmets. The Maersk ship is hiding in the back there, along with the Malevolence. These are some pretty bigger sets, and I wanted to keep them down here. You will notice that the R2-D2 in the back and also a couple other sets on the shelves above have some sun damage, unfortunately, so I do need to go through and clean those. But there is a Bionicle set over here without its figure, and next to it is the 1/8 scale Lamborghini. Right above that is a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff, including the 2021 X-Wing, the TIE Interceptor, the Imperial Shuttle, the Mandalorian Fang Fighter that came with that TIE right there, and then two more Mandalorian ships and a couple Creator Expert cars. And again, this is one of the victims of sun damage, as you guys can see on the roof right there. But pretty happy with this shelf here. It could use a little bit more stuff on it. And with how the shelves are right now, I think it's fine. The shelves are still a work in progress because I just put them up the other day. And so I'm still working on everything in here. But I am happy with everything and how it's looking right now. So we can move up just a tiny bit more going to this next level of shelving here. And you will notice Darth Malgus' ship along with Darth Malgus in the case there. And also a couple other figures of note as well. And some older figures back there behind the Christmas tree. And there is a bunch of open space in these display cases here for more figures. And then coming through this way is a pretty quick little holiday scene right here. I didn't want to do anything too crazy because if you're watching this the day that this comes out, this is Christmas. So Merry Christmas to those of you that celebrate it. But over here we have the winter holiday train and a past train that is missing a couple pieces, and this train as well. A couple of Dungeons and Dragons minifigs, a Christmas tree, a snowman, and one of the Winter Village sets from a few years back. I'm pretty happy with this. I think this looks great. Just for the time being, this will probably get rotated out throughout the year, and then it'll come back in the next holiday season, and hopefully it'll look really good then. So definitely stay tuned for that. Behind that Winter Village set, we have the holiday tram right back there, and then the up house in front of it. I did actually go ahead and add a back to it, so it is a complete building. So if you want to see a video on that, drop a comment down below. Next to that is set 6540 from 1991. This is probably the oldest set in my collection here, and I'm really happy with this. I think it looks great for its age. I think it's doing really good, and behind it is the Horizon Express over here. And then right in front of the engine of the Horizon Express here is both versions of the Ark of the Covenant set from Indiana Jones. This is from 2008, and this is from 2023. I'm really happy with both of these. These have, well, this one has been in my collection for years and years and years now, and I had got it when I was a kid, and so getting this one and putting next to it just felt right, and you can clearly see the difference between the two of them, and so I think that's pretty cool. But moving above that is the A-frame cabin, and the Books Are My Passion gift with purchase right here. I'm really happy with this. I think this section looks good. It could use something in the back, but this section is pretty much a work in progress still. And then moving down this way is a bunch more Star Wars stuff like I talked about earlier. So there's a couple ships over here. I'm not going to go too far into detail with each of them. You guys can see what they are. And then we can go through here and you'll notice a custom built General Grievous along with the Coruscant Guard gunship, which is actually full of shock troopers. So that is pretty cool to see in there. And also a Captain Rex and Commander Cody right here up at the front. And then moving up to the top here is a custom built diorama of Lake Town from The Hobbit with Smaug right on top. And then a couple cave trolls from the castle line from 15 or 20 years ago. And then the set in the back is from Atlantis. And then there are two different versions of Slave One here with a TIE fighter right behind it, and the MIDI scale Millennium Falcon and a polybag TIE fighter right next to that. To the left of that right here is a couple Bionicle sets plus some old canisters from Bionicle as well, and some rare masks up front here. And moving on from that is a brickhead of the Mandalorian and Grogu, and then we have Poe Dameron's X-Wing and some Speed Champion sets are here and around the corner, along with a couple other smaller things and this city truck here. I really like this set. It's been in my collection for the last 15 or 17 years at this point, and so it's been around the block and it looks really good and I'm really happy with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit in the city at the moment, but that will hopefully get added in the near future. And then we have a couple more Speed Champion sets over here. So that is the shelving as it stands right now. So now I'm gonna take a step back now that we've gone through pretty much all of that right here. And you guys can see the shelving stacking up against the wall there. And I think this looks really good. I'm happy with this. And obviously it's not done. I did just put this up the other day. And also note the couple of posters right here on this closet door as well. You'll see the old city sets right here as well, and some of the relatively newer than that small poster right there. These are newer than that, but these are still from 2011, I want to say. And I did have this set. Unfortunately, I did not have the other two, but I thought the poster was cool. And so that's been there for quite a long time now. And this is that section of the room. So now let's go talk about the city and see everything that it has to offer. All right, so I got the train going again for the city portion of the video. I figured it would probably be annoying to hear the motor going in the background of the shelving tour, but this is how the city currently looks. And as you guys can see, the Orient Express is coming around the layout here. And so I'm going to kind of just take a little bit of a walk around and kind of show you guys everything as it is right now. And we can follow the Orient Express past the train yard here. I think this looks really good. I'm happy with this. And this whole section here looks really good. Obviously, this section right here is a little bit of a work in progress, but that's what 2025 is for, so do not worry about that. And so now that the Orient Express has made a full lap around here, we can start going into detail with everything in the city here. And so where the train is right now is passing through the train station. This has been a work in progress for some time, but hopefully at the start of 2025, this will get completed. And if you guys want to see what it actually is going to look like once it's done, there is a video on my channel talking about the digital file that I created for this. So definitely check that out if you're interested, and also how to use Lego Studio. But behind that is the Lego truck, and also a much older version of Lego truck right here. And then we have a bunch of modular buildings right here. Most of them are official sets that you can see here, but there are a couple custom ones here, a modified set here, and another custom one over, a couple custom ones in the back there as well. Coming through this way here, back to the portion where we were just at, is the Natural History Museum and this park out front. I do want to change the white fences to match the black ones in front of the museum. I think that would be pretty cool, and I think that would look really, really awesome and much better than the white. Over here, where the train is passing right now, is the police station, a custom building, and the boutique hotel over here. This is what the whole area looks like when you take a step back, and I'm really happy with this. I think this looks great. And this front corner here has received a lot of attention, and it is pretty much done. I won't call it done for good, but I do think that this looks great. And now the train is going to be coming through the tunnel momentarily, so let's just wait it out. I could do that all day. I think that looks great. And so that is that section here. This is almost done. And so I'm really happy with how it's currently laid out. And then this whole section over here, we also just talked about, and I think it looks really good. The median adds a nice pop of color to the roads. And so I'm happy with that. I think it looks really good. And then where the train is right now, we're gonna scoot past it and we're going to check out the farm here. There is a nice big wheat field right here next to the train track, along with a whole bunch of foliage. I chose to do this instead of putting buildings here just to add a pop of color to this area, because as it was, it didn't really seem like a good idea to put a bunch of buildings here and just have open base plates if I didn't have a design of building. And so figured I would add the farm in here, and I think this looks great. There are some market stalls. I do plan on creating some more. And there are also some community gardens here as well for people to plant some vegetables. And so this is a nice spot where people can plant vegetables, and I think that's a great idea. So thank you to whoever commented that. Actually, that was a great idea to add to the city. And this section right here will have a bunch of trees in it once it is complete, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. It does fit the rest of the vibe of the farm here, and I think trees there will really bring it to life. And speaking of height in this area here, that is why I want to add the trees, but the height in this section here is mainly in the mountain. I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. This is just the base layer of it. There will be another section that sits on top of that, and there's a cabin right out front of the mountain overlooking this lake here, which I think looks great. And I did design this custom bridge here, which we can see the Orient Express go over just momentarily here as it rounds its way through the tunnel. So I'm extremely happy with that. I think that looks great. And then we can come through the mountain here. There is a bit of detail in here, but it's not done yet. And so that is also going to be completed in 2025. So definitely stay tuned for that. And so we're just going to make our way through here. And this was the backside of the modular buildings that we had talked about earlier in that main street here. And then where the Orient Express is now is the Parisian restaurant, the jazz club, the bookshop, and the Sanctum Sanctorum over here. And I think this road looks great. It is pretty much done here, but I think it looks good. And then there is an open base plate right here for building to go, along with a section right here and this whole strip of base plates as well. So that is something to look forward to. And if you have any ideas for those base plates, drop a comment down below for me. I would love to hear what you guys think. The Orient Express is still going around the city. I know Lego said it could not be officially motorized, and that might be why the motor sounds so loud, but it does make it through this curve and this switch track without a problem. And so that is good to see. There is a little bit of storytelling in this back corner over here. And then as we make our way down this road here, we enter the train yard here, and the Orient Express is passing through that right now. And so I'm pretty happy with this area. Obviously, I would love for it to be larger because I love trains, and I would love to make a whole layout dedicated to that. But unfortunately, I don't have the space for that at the moment. And so just 2 sidings is what I have to make do with. But across the street from that is my custom hardware store. This is a work in progress that I recently remodeled, and I think it looks pretty good. And coming over this way, there is some more open space right here, as well as a custom building here, my custom Lego store, which I'm really happy with and I think looks really good. And then a half base plate open right here, as well as a full base plate open right here, and then this portion of Mills plate here. And so as for this corner right here, I do have a plan for that. That is going to be the Tudor corner. The 2025 modular is going to go there, and so definitely stay tuned for that. And click subscribe if you haven't already, and also click the bell notification so you don't miss when that episode drops. I'm super excited to get that in the studio here, and also get the custom building right here, because I think someone actually dropped a comment about how they think I should make a custom building right there to coincide with the same architectural style as the Tudor corner. So I thought that was a great idea. So I'm really excited to working on that right there. And Over here is the other end of the train yard with the pull-in for the trucks to grab the pallets, and we can see the Ark of the Covenant on that right there, and the Orient Express going by. I think this looks really, really awesome, and I'm extremely happy with that. Now, the other section right here between the curve and the train yard is a bit of a mystery at the moment. So if you guys have any feedback for me on that, please drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think of this area here. I could add a building. I could add pretty much anything to that area there. So let me know what you think about that. This area right in front of the train station here is pretty open. There is a taxi pull-in and also a bus stop right here. And so this is pretty good. It seems like Indiana Jones is illegally parked right now. But this is my custom townhouse and pizza shop right here. I think it looks really good. I've made a video about this, and so if you want to check that out, be sure to look on the channel for that, along with my custom Lego store video as well. But this looks really good. I'm happy with it, and I think it'll look good next to the Tudor corner, so that is something to look forward to as well. But that is the city as a whole at the moment, and so that's how it looks in 2024. We made a lot of progress this year. I started this channel off and also the city off this year with nothing on the tables, quite literally nothing. It was a clean slate, and so I had the opportunity to pretty much build all of this from scratch. And so huge thank you to you guys for checking all of this stuff out and liking and commenting and subscribing and becoming members of the channel. That really means a lot. But now that we're done talking about the city, we can talk about the storage system really quick. I have talked about this recently, but I'm going to just touch on it again. These are sorted by color at the moment. So white, transparent, Technic bins right there, browns and tans, greens, red, oranges, yellows, blues, purples, light gray, dark gray, and then 2 bins of black. And then there's a couple extras over here like Duplo, reds, oranges, and yellows, and then some whites as well. And then some train track, and then rock panels, and some bins that need to be sorted over here still. This is just an interim stage of the sorting system, so definitely stay tuned for once that gets completed, and then hopefully that is in the near future, and a lot of these things can happen more easily on the table and more efficiently because of the better sorting system. And so over here, the wood on the resting up against the wall right there is actually for the expansion table. That is coming in the very near future. I am just waiting on the curtain to go in front of the table, just so it gives the city a nice, more professional feel to it instead of looking at bins, which you guys probably don't want to see. You want to be able to look like this and not get distracted by the things down here. So I am getting a table curtain for that, so that is coming, and so that's why I'm waiting to make this, because I don't want to have to make it and then put base plates on it, take the base plates off, and then just, you know, make more work for myself than I have to. But this is going to go right here in this section, and it's going to be lower than this table here, so then it can have an ocean on it and a bridge and all different kinds of stuff. So that is something to look forward to as well. But now that we've talked about all of this, let me turn the train off so it's not yelling in our faces, and we can go and talk about the clone base over here. All right, so this is the clone base table. I have not talked about this yet on the channel, so this is a first. And so if you are a Star Wars fan, or even if you're not and you're just interested in cool building techniques, I highly recommend you check out these videos once they start rolling out. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on in here. But this is the portion of the droid army that is out right now. There's a couple spider droids and a very small droid army here, as you guys can see on this green base plate right here. There's a couple commando droids and battle droids and some super battle droids in the back here. And so there's not a lot going on yet, but that will grow, so do not worry about that. And there's a couple droidicas and stuff in this bag as well. This table right here is about 4 feet by 8 feet. So that is 32 square feet of building, which is awesome to see. And so the current plan is to have the clone base on that portion of the table, hence why all of the clones are over there. And then the droids are going to be on this side of the table attacking. And so I think that'll turn out really, really awesome. And so this is going to be actually on Endor. I've never seen anyone make a clone base on Endor before, and it's a popular planet, so hopefully a lot of you guys will like it. And so there's going to be a lot of cool building techniques, including the clone base and also the trees on Endor, because they are rather large, so you're going to have to come up with an idea for that. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the middle here with these base plates. These are what is going to be used for base plating this entire thing right here. And so there's a lot going on here, but the first video about this is dropping on the first Saturday in January. So mark your calendars for January 4th, 2025. The first episode of the Clone Base building series will go live. So do not miss out on that if you want to see really, really awesome building videos, techniques, and also cool Star Wars stuff. And also, if you guys want to see a clone army video where I put all of the figures on base plates and show them off. This is not even all of the troopers that I have. So if that's something that you want to see, definitely drop a comment down below and let me know that you want to see that, and I will make that happen. There's a handful more in that bag there, but there's even more in the collection, so don't worry about that. That clone army video will get much, much bigger. And so that is pretty much it for this table here. I don't want to spoil too much. I want to save it for that video. But that is it for the studio tour right here. This is when you take a step back and you can see the clone base table, the studio table, and the shelving on both sides here. And you're probably wondering why it's so low to the ground here, but that's because I can see it. So if I have my phone on the desk and I'm filming myself, or I'm just taking a video of this like I was earlier at the start of the video, you guys can clearly see that the clone base table is lower than the city. And so that is simply so that I can see both things at the same time. I really like this shot here. I think it looks really good. And so if you guys do too, make sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. But that's pretty much it. I don't want to go on and talk too much about everything here. I want to save this for the actual videos about it. And I did recently go through a city overview. So if you want to see stuff in even more detail, make sure to check out that video. And once again, seriously, thank you guys for watching. All of this is possible because of you guys. And so seriously, huge thank you, whether this is your first video that you've seen of mine or your 100th video. I really appreciate it. And if you're a member, huge special thank you to you guys. You guys make this possible as well. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, make sure to click the join button or the link in the description down below. And once again, seriously, thank you guys for all of your support here. The channel would not be possible without you guys, like I said. So thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing and sharing the videos and giving me ideas for the city. And I hope that you guys will continue those great ideas for the clone base as well. So that is something to look forward to. But that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, you like this style of studio overview, make sure to like the video and subscribe, as well as click the bell notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. If you guys have any feedback for me on this studio space as a whole and what you would change if this was your studio, comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. And once again, seriously, thank you guys for watching. 2024 was an amazing year, and let's hope 2025 is even better. So that's it from me. Thank you guys again for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.